I'm Karen Sutherland from Edible Eden Design, and this is my dream greenhouse. In this series of videos, we're going to take you along on our journey of why we designed it as we did, the materials we used, how we built it, and all the things we learned along the way that we might have changed had we known differently that you can learn from. So come along with us and learn how to build your own dream greenhouse like this, or with ideas that you've gained along the way. So what makes up a dream greenhouse? Well, we first of all put it on a bed of coarse screenings to give really good drainage and a good solid base to put the greenhouse on. We used treated pine sleepers to form our base. It's down here because we didn't want rotting. We've actually used a metal frame to build the greenhouse, and that's partly because we had a welder and also because it meant that we could get a really light, strong, durable frame. It's just been spray painted black. We then used a mix of hardwood and treated pine for the timber as part of the rest of the greenhouse. We've used a greenhouse film, a thick plastic film, for a wraparound for all the walls. We started at one end and wrapped around to the other side. And then for the roof, because we've got the situation of gum trees here, because we're under a big gum tree which has bits and pieces falling off it, gum nuts and the like, we couldn't use plastic sheeting for the roof. So we have used polycarbonate sheets which are solid, and we've managed to curve them to give a slightly unusual roof, which enabled us to fit in this ventilation section here, because every greenhouse needs ventilation at the top and the bottom to allow good air movement. For the door, we have a different kind of polycarbonate sheeting. So the one on the roof is called Laserlight as a brand. They're just different kinds of polycarbonate. And we've got a nice big door, and we have a partial venting system on one side, and we're able to do a full vent as well. Got a nice sliding door and there's good rails. Inside we have the whiz-bang stainless steel potting bench, which you'll see featured later, and also everything here is metal, which makes it a lot stronger because pots are really quite heavy. Wet potting mix is heavy. So we've got welded frames with adjustable legs on bricks to give more stability with the screenings, and wire mesh on the benches to hold all the trays in place. The irrigation is automatic because we have mains water, and so we have good pressure, and we're controlling it with battery operated controllers because we don't have access to power right here. But this is a real must for serious pot growing, for a micro nursery like this, or for food growing too. It makes it just so much easier. So our irrigation is divided into 3 zones because they have different needs. So we've got the top layer, or the top layers of the shelves, the underneath layer, and also outside. And outside of course has different needs too. So I can control the times that they come on, or the number of times, as well as how long they're on for. So it's really, really helpful. Or turn them off when we've got rain. So the piping is held in place by, again, thin metal rods. So we're using metal because it's light and strong, and we have little micro sprays put into our plastic pipe or plastic tubing, which are really convenient. It's not perfect, nothing is perfect, but it's pretty good. I know if I was watching this, I'd want to know the dimensions. The greenhouse is 5 meters long. It's just under 2.4 meters wide. There's a nice gap of 1.1 meter in the middle to walk around in between the benches, which is really essential. The benches are 60 centimeters each, but there's a little bit of extra space for the building materials. The height of the doorway is 1.9 meters high, and there's about another 40 centimeters above that because we've gone for this curved roof. For easy workability, you want your benches at a good standard height. So we've gone with about 85 centimeters high, depending on where the gravel is scooped out to. And the lower benches are at just over 20 centimeters high. And that gives not too much wasted space underneath, but a little bit of space so you can see if there's any vermin or perhaps snakes hiding under there. Ventilation is really, really important in hot weather, so you've got to have airflow being able to circulate through the greenhouse, coming in at the bottom or through a big area at the front and leaving from higher where the hot air naturally goes to. But in winter, you don't want that to happen. So we've sealed our gaps with specially sized foam that is sold with laser light, or you can buy it especially when you're buying laser light, and also some of this lagging that is used to go around hot water pipes and the like outside your houses, and we've stuffed that into the gaps. And as the temperature's getting higher, we're going to be taking this out and putting it away until it gets cold again next autumn. So while the lagging gets a little bit stuck to the screws, it's cheap, it's readily available, and it fits into this gap really well. And it can be taken in and out, so it's UV stable, so it's suitable for outdoors. The Dream Greenhouse has exceeded my expectations. It's absolutely fantastic. It's functioning really well, exactly how I wanted. The plants that I'm growing here are for sale on my website, Edible Eden Design. You can also get some tricks and tips on growing your own food on my Facebook and Instagram accounts, also Edible Eden Design. And you can continue to watch these videos on the greenhouse on the YouTube channel and find out how to build your own dream greenhouse.